Hi everybody, welcome back to Woods Collectibles, and today we're gonna go over the top 10 most expensive Disney Funko Pops. Let's get into it. At number 10, we have the Mickey Mouse Metallic. The PPG is $1,820. Numbers of sales within the last 12 months is 2. It was at the D23 event in 2011. And there's 480 of these out there in the wild. As you guys can see on the chart, the estimated value currently, and you can see it's been pretty stable for about the last year and a half. It's been sitting pretty much at that 1820 price mark. You can also see how many sales have gone and taken place in the last year, 2 years, 3 years, and all time. 48 sales in the last 10 years. And look at that. It was at one point $378. Yeah, on the bottom there you see the different or most recent sales. There is a red flag on there for all 3 of them, but that doesn't mean they weren't legit. That just means they can't verify them right now. For those Disney lovers, this is definitely one that you have to have, right? Because Mickey Mouse is one of the ultimate figures, well-known Disney characters. You gotta have him. This one's coming in at number 10. At number 9 is the 4-pack of minis, the Disney and Pixar collection. You have Buzz Lightyear, Remy, Carl, and Wally in this collection. PPG is coming in at a whopping $1,840. Within the last year, there's been 2 sales. This was exclusive to the D23 event in 2013, and this is limited to 200 pieces. So looking at the chart now, you can see it's worth $1,840, but you'll notice this humongous spike that we had in 2023. Yeah, and you can basically see the number of sales within that time frame, the last 10 years. You'll notice a large portion of them happened within the last 3 to 5 years. Anything after that, it's very limited, which again, when you don't have the supply to meet the demand, well, that's when the prices raise, right, or rise. And because of that, the asking price has now increased. Not just that, but inflation as well. But when people want it and you can't get it, well, that's where you're going to start seeing these prices go way up and way up and way up. Now, if you go down to the bottom right of this screen, you can see the recent sales. And you can see one sold for $1,600 May 31st of this year and $1,700 in March of this year. So if you take away that $3,500 sale, this mini is worth about I would say about $1,650, $1,700. And that is our number 9 most expensive Disney Funko Pop. Next up is the 2011 SDCC Mike Wazowski Chase. Now this is a glow chase, okay? Within the last 180 days, it has really picked up in sales. There's 480 out there. This is obviously from the 2011 SDCC event. Looking at the chart, just don't pay attention to the one pillar that you see out of there that is obviously way out of nowhere, way different than everything else. So looking at the recent sales, like I mentioned before, in the last 180 days, it sold 3 times. If you look at the previous 3 years, it's almost matched that many sales in 180 days. So the demand for this is starting to pick up, which is why you're starting to see some of those averages teeter off a little bit, because when you only have 1 or 2 sales a year, then that demand, again, like we mentioned earlier, people want it, people are searching for it. But if you're seeing 3 sales in 180 days, well, then you'll slowly start to see that PPG creep down. Out of all the pops on our list today, this one is probably one of the top 2 or 3 pops that right now seems to be hot and selling. I'm interested to see how long we go without having another sale, because again, the longer we go without a sale, that PG is probably going to keep going up and up and up. If we have more sales, then you may start to see that PPG creep down just a little bit below, closer to $2,200. And this Chase Mike Wazowski 480 piece pop is our number 8 Funko Pop on our list. Next up is number 7, and it is the glow-in-the-dark Oogie Boogie. Now, Funko loves to make these Nightmare Before Christmas pops, and this one is one of their best. This is from SDCC 2012, was limited to 480 pieces. There have been 5 sales within the last year of this piece. bringing this one into a total of $2,890 for a PPG. Let's look at this chart. Now you'll notice a lot of peaks and valleys. So it looks like a whole bunch of mountains in there. And when we look at the bottom right, you'll notice the different recent sales. So one sold on March of this year for $3,000. And then one in February of this year for $3,500. And then in January, one sold for $2,000. So if you see those big increases or decreases, that's where you get your peaks and valleys. And within the last year, there's been 5 sales. That's the same amount within the last 3 years. So you'll notice this one is one of those that everybody's looking for, and it's moving around a lot. Now, when I say a lot, I mean a lot for these rare, limited pieces. Normally, once they're in collectors' hands, you don't see too much movement because now it's no longer in the reseller's hands. Once they start to stabilize and settle, then you know those prices are going to stabilize also because you're not going to see all these movements in sales. And that is your number 7 most expensive Disney Pop, the Oogie Boogie Glow in the Dark. At number 6, you have the larger than life Buzz Lightyear with Zurg 9-inch Glow in the Dark Pop. This is from SDCC 2013, limited to 150 pieces. And there's been one sale within the last 12 months, bringing the PPG to $2,930. If you look at the chart and you look at the bottom right, you'll notice we'll be lucky to see another sale of this Funko Pop within the next year. Very rarely does this one sell 2 times in 1 year. And that's very simple, folks. It's a limited piece. Not too many people have it, and the ones that do, they don't want to sell it. They want to keep it and hold it. The chart on this looks very nice if you're looking to hold for a longer period of time because it's going to continue to go up. One thing I also wanted to mention, as we continue to go on, you'll notice down on the bottom right, you have the different sales. The red flag means that they just can't prove that it was an accurate sale or that it was a legitimate sale. You'll see a green check mark, and they can prove those. Now, does this mean there's only been one sold this year? Maybe, maybe not. Probably doubt it. However, as far as Hobby DB goes, they know of one sale. Now, they're working very hard to get those sales in there if there has been more because that increases the accuracy of the Funko Pop price. Can I say, before we end this Buzz Lightyear, I just want to say, it's so awesome that Funko made this a 9-inch because Buzz and Zurg is one of those characters that deserve a bigger than life 9-inch pop at a con event. That is awesome, and I'm glad this is the number 6 most expensive Disney Funko Pop. At number 5 is the blue Cheshire Cat from SDCC 2012, limited to 480 pieces. It's only been sold once in the last 12 months. And that brings the PPG to $3,090. Now, there are other variants of this, but this is the blue Cheshire Cat coming in at number 5. Looking at the data, I think this one is one that has really benefited from not having as much supply on the market to meet the demand. Because you can see within 2 years, the price was at $1,700. And in this 1 year, because there's only been one sale, that thing has skyrocketed to $3,500, which brings our PPG to where it's at now, at $3,000, just a little bit over $3,000. And again, a large part of that is because either there's only been one sale this year, or there's only been one sale recorded. So that data is maybe not completely 100% accurate, fitting the correct PPG. You know, if I had to put a price on this, I would say this pop is probably worth, you're looking at probably $1,800 to $1,900 at $2,000 at the most. But, you know, it's all about what people will pay for it. And the blue Cheshire Cat is our number 5 most expensive Disney Funko Pop. At number 4 is actually my second favorite pop that we have left. And that is the 9-inch metallic Buzz Lightyear from SDCC 2012. And it's limited to 360 pieces. Only one sale within the last 12 months, which brings its PPG to a whopping $4,100. You know, you can't really argue with the chart here. Now, when you normally have that really skinny piece sticking out like that, that probably tells you that the buyer really wanted this pop and was willing to pay a little bit over, because you normally don't like to see prices go from pretty stable to a little bit more stable and then to this skinny, real skinny tower there. But you know, when you have such few on the market and you have a pop like this that is so iconic and so hard to come by, well, that's why you start to see these prices shoot from $1,000 to $4,000 as the average. That's just how it works, folks. I will say I've seen this piece in person, and it's really nice. Like, if you were a Disney collector, you would definitely have to have this. But for me, being a Disney lover, not really necessarily a Disney collector, it's definitely one that I would like to have. But because of its size, I would probably choose others on this list before I would choose this one. And this Buzz is coming at number 4 on our list. At number 3, coming out of nowhere, is the Golden Dumbo from SDCC 2013. This is limited to 48 pieces, which makes sense to read the reason why it's here. And within the last 30 days, it sold one time, which brought the PBG up from where it was to where it is now to $5,520. You know, if you look at the chart, you'll notice one thing that this chart has that the others didn't is that previous to this sale, it was actually sloping downward. And then you had this sale of $8,000, which, again, I might add, it is not confirmed. There is a red flag next to it. However, it is team verified, okay? But you go from $1,200 the previous sale to $8,000, and that's why you see this $5,500 price tag. Now, does it belong there? That's for the next buyer to say. However, this pop probably is worth anywhere between $2,500 to $3,200 if you ask me. Now, I'm not the biggest Dumbo fan in the world, but the paint job on this pop, that gold metallic looking, now I don't know if that's metallic, but that gold metallic look makes this pop definitely worthy of the number 3 spot on our list. At number 2, we have another Dumbo coming in, and this is the Dumbo Clown. This is from the same event, SDCC 2013, limited to the same number, which is 48. One sale within the last 12 months, and this one's coming in at a whopping $7,700. Now, this is the type of chart you really want to see. You see there's a big, thick block and not too many peaks and values in there. If you look at the recent sales, you can see prior to the most recent one, in February and January of the 2 previous years, the prices were pretty close together. And then you see this jump up to $8,500. And that could be because people weren't seeing this pop on the market because it is so limited. They decided, I have to jump on it and I have to get this pop. And they were willing to pay that $8,500 price tag. With that said, I think this one is pretty cool. It's Dumbo as a clown. I like the red nose. I like the red cheeks, the hat. I like the color painted face. This is definitely worthy of the number 2 pop on our list. At number 1 is the Buzz Lightyear and Woody Mini 2-pack. Now, there's not much detail on this that I could find. So if you guys know, please let me know in the comments down below. But I don't know where this was from, and I don't know what it was limited to. All I can find is that it sold one time within the last year for a whopping $14,600. Now, of course, it's well worth that. Look at this. Buzz and Woody together in a 2-pack. Yes, it's mini, but man, any Disney collector, and I am a huge Disney fan, if I could get my hands on this, I would definitely have this in my collection. And that is our number 1 most expensive Disney Funko Pop out there right now. As we end this video and you reflect on the list, something that I noticed is that there was not one Freddy Funko Disney Pop on this list. How rare of a top 10 list, whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or any other category, would you not see a Freddy Funko on a top 10 list? That just tells you how selective Funko is with making Freddy Funko as a Disney character. I don't know, I would love to see more. But that's going to do it for today's top 10 video. Stay tuned for more top 10 videos in the future. And let me know down in the comments below what top 10 list you would like me to do next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. See you next time. Bye.